Hello, Wii players and all those who happen to watch. Today I got an exclusive, fresh off the press, fresh released game for the N64 for review today. I usually stepped out of the pattern of me doing TurboGrafx-16 and Nintendo games at the moment. It's mainly because I can't get my hands on a lot of the N64 titles, and also a lot of the any other title for that matter at the second. Because Genesis, Super Nintendo, and 64 are kind of on my fritz at the moment. So if I had to game cap it, I would have to game cap it pointing at my screen over there or whatnot. Now, the question of how the hell did I get this footage is basically simple. I got a game capping device, went over to my relative's house, and capped it using this. It was useful for something, at least. But in most cases, unless you don't want aggravation, don't purchase a game bridge. I mean, excellent quality, but I'll be damned if you get any sound. Okay, back on the review now. We're dealing with Yoshi Story 64 title. It was basically, the storyline is Baby Bowser casts a spell on Yoshi's island, turns the island into a storybook. The super happy tree, the elixir of life for the Yoshis, was also stolen. Luckily for Yoshi, 6 eggs survived and hatched. The baby Yoshis were confused, as the island would have been happy instead of gloomy. They decided that they would be all super happy if they would thwart Baby Bowser and save the super happy tree. Nintendo was probably doing some poppy seed at the time when the storyline was developed, but in any case, it sticks true to the storyline at least. By the way, I got all that information just now from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Check it out for any game that you might want to look up and research yourself. It's a good idea to do that. Look up the reviews, check out the specs. It's good before you check out a game as well, or while you're playing a game at least. Don't look up the cheat codes though, that ruins the game. Alright, this was by the way released on September 17th, 2007 on the Virtual Console. Now the download here, is it worth your Wii points? Down to a standpoint, the true answer to that is basically no. A lot of people are like, what? But the gameplay's good! But it's very short. And for that $10 you have to blow to play it. You could buy an N64 for like $14 and buy the game for probably $5 on eBay or whatever. It's not really worth it. I'm not saying that to be cruel towards Yoshi's fans, but let's face it, folks. For about $5 you can get the real game at some yard sale or something like that, and pretty much get the value from that. The game is a little bit too short for the standards, you know. If someone wants a long-based platformer game, I suggest running after Mario 64, even though a lot of people nowadays can probably breeze through that game with a blink of an eye. But I'd recommend something other than Yoshi Story for this case. It's a tedious game. It's really super easy. I mean, if you want to entertain your kids for a while, you got a Wii, buy this game. The kids will love it. But for adults or older ages, you can't really appreciate it too much, other than if you're a really hardcore Mario series fan. But just the rest of the game alone, it's really just a waste of money if you purchased it. $10 of Wii value points is not really worth it for this title. It's something that's not very good to be in fair stands. But in any case, it's basically the conclusion of this game is that it would not be worth your Wii points unless you're a super hardcore Yoshi/Mario fan. I'd suggest keeping away from the game. It's too short. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the gameplay. I mean, other than the fact it does get kind of glitchy after a while. I mean, the enemies are so freaking easy. It's like you could breeze right through the game. This footage I got, funny enough, was basically the C stick, the C buttons on the controller would not work, and so basically I was not able to go through most of the level. The funny part of that, though, people would say, what's so funny about that then? All because basically the emulator also has no 4 C button controls, from what I heard anyway. I mean, I didn't use the emulator for this game. I actually went out and played the game through the actual console. My freaking aunt's freaking kid destroyed the buttons. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and this was an exclusive request by Super Victoria. There you go, girl. Enjoy.